3 years, either 3 years or 6 years, depending on when you start with it. That's paid by the state, it's paid by the government, and the university has to pay by the individual. And so most of them have to decide within 15 or 16 whether they go to school further on, like university and so on. They decide that is their goal to go there, or then we know a so-called dual system. Actually, people go out and have an apprenticeship, which they have there are about 300 or 400 jobs which have apprenticeships. So there is a chance that you might get an apprenticeship everywhere in Medicare or in hospitality or wherever you want to do, and that is mostly the time that people go there, or kids have to go there for 3 or 4 years depending on the job they are doing. Like carpenters do 4 years and cooks only do 3 years, so there's quite a difference in that. But the system is dual, meaning that they go at least one day of the week they have to go to school, and 4 days of the week they work on the job. So they work in a factory, they work in a restaurant, they work wherever it is, wherever they have their apprenticeship contract, and then they go on there. And that is how people work here and how people learn here to go further on and start their job career. Now, people are very much influenced from where they live. So the influence of France and Italy in both parts, the western part and the southern part, is very, very big. So there is more leisure, there is more love of life in the part of the western of France, or the western part, and in the southern part the more. But here in the west, it's not purely, but it is very businesslike here. So the eastern part of it is very much, we resemble much more to the Germans than the others do. So it's much more that we love life as well, but we have to go to the Italians or to the French ones and to find out how it is. It works, yeah, of course it works. And so people are quite influenced on where they live and what region they live in, what language they speak. And when we just look at the political situation, then you find out that the basic idea, the basic philosophy is much more conservative than you think. So people are here on a very conservative level, depending after that on what they are working on. So that's an interesting thing, is that people in Medicare, they turn much more into a very less conservative part than like farmers. And the further centralized, the further central to Switzerland you go, the more conservative people are. That has also to do with religion as well, because Switzerland has freedom of religion. That is, for us, it's not a problem at all. So we have the Protestants. That is much more in the surrounding countries of central Switzerland, like Lucerne. If you go to the central Swiss countries there, then they're strictly Catholic. It's interesting. A week ago I was on a tour here in Lucerne, and I had 20 people on the bus here as well. So we went to Lucerne and then to Mount Tigris, and we came from Zurich, where the shops were completely open. Everything was just fine. We came to the state of Lucerne, Catholic, completely done, because it was Ascent of Mary, or Virgin Mary. And so that is, every shop was closed. People were not very helpful there in regards to what we could do. So there was just no shop open, nothing. So and you see, that's the states are so small, in a way that within 20 kilometers that can change very, very, very hard. The states are also in competition to each other in regards to taxes. So that is one of the things that we have as a problem with the European Union. Switzerland is not part of the European Union, but we have to solve all our problems with the European Union on bilateral contracts. And so sometimes we have some problems with the European Union as well. So I would say people are in basically quite conservative. What people in Switzerland are definitely are, they are very discreet. So the situation that you might meet Roger Federer in some public swimming pool with his 4 kids and nobody cares. Or Justin Bieber goes over in Zurich, stands in line for an ice cream, nobody cares. And that's the good thing. Like Tina Turner goes into a coffee shop in Küsnacht, nobody cares. And that's what people like about the Swiss. That's the good thing about it. There's no fuss, no big deal. So there's no, let's make a selfie, let's do this. So, no way.
No paparazzi here?
Huh?
No paparazzi here?
No Pavarotti. No paparazzi.
Yeah,
Or less.
paparazzi, yeah.
Or less. Pavarottis, yes, but...
What about the military service? Is you mandatory? Everyone to be male?
Okay, I've been asked about the military service. Okay, military service is mandatory by constitution for every male Swiss. For every male, it says, jeder Schweizer, each male Swiss is mandatory by constitution. Service is mandatory. Then they have to go.
For how long?
That depends by the system. Since I've gone, I have no big idea about that. So, but when I was there, it took about 17 weeks basic, 3.5 months, or 4 months, 4.5 months, and then for 8 years, every year 3 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
big deal.
I don't know how it is today, so but it looks like they have changed quite a lot of things. But it's still a militia, meaning that, and that's the point. With every Swiss has his, if he's still on active duty, he takes his firearm home. So there's about 200,000 or 300,000 people as well here in Switzerland who have their gun in the cellar. Mostly have it in the cellar. So now you can see how landscapes are changing. We are now